Hi, welcome back to Dad Drinks. It's been a hot minute since I've been around, huh? Well, Dad kind of got a little ill over the summer. If you've watched Seinfeld, if you've watched that entire episode, The Summer of George, where George gets fired by the Yankees and Steinbrenner gives him this huge severance package, which tells you that it's fiction because George Steinbrenner never gave anybody a severance package. But anyway, George decides he's going to do all this stuff because he has all this time and all this money now. And then I think he falls down the stairs and breaks like both of his legs and his pelvis and stuff, and he has to be all laid up. Well, that's kind of how I ended up. It's been the summer of Dad. So what happened? Well, I went on a cruise with Mrs. Dad Drinks, and we went out to out through the Caribbean, out into the Gulf of Mexico at the start of July. And on the last day of the cruise, I came down with COVID. So I came home from that. Got home from that, recovered after about a week, was doing pretty good. Mrs. Dad Drinks comes down with pneumonia. So she starts to get over that, and then all of a sudden I start coughing, and the next thing you know, I come down with pneumonia. So basically from the start of July until what's coming up to now, Labor Day, that's been my summer. I've just been all laid up, and I haven't been able to get out here. I haven't been able to tell you the stories and tell you all kinds of other stuff. So that's basically the story for tonight. There's not much else I'm going to talk about in terms of that, just that, you know, we're going to reboot this thing. We're going to get this thing back up again. You can look forward to a little bit later this week on Thursday when football starts. There's going to be a new video out for that, Brady versus Belichick. Then after that, we're going to have, I've got a video that we actually made, Miss Dad Drinks and I, while we were in Cozumel about Miami Vice. I've got another video coming up about The Godfather, things like that. But for tonight, let's just get into making a drink. And the drink we're going to make since I've been sick is the penicillin. So the penicillin is basically, it's a little bit complicated. It's essentially scotch, honey, and lemon juice. And then you kind of mix all that up, and then you take another scotch and you pour it over the top as a floater. So what we're going to start out with is we're going to start with 2 ounces of a blended Scotch whiskey. So I'm going to use this this Monkey Shoulder. Kind of like Monkey Shoulder, but you know, you could use whatever. If you're a Kennedy, go out and get yourself some Chivas. You know, whatever works for you. So we're going to do 2 ounces of that, and we're going to put this all into a shaker that I've already put a bunch of ice into. Then you're going to need 3/4 of an ounce of lemon juice. And now, this is the part where it starts to get a little complicated. You need 3/4 of an ounce of a ginger-infused honey. Now, we went downtown here in Savannah. There's a couple of different places that sell just honey. There's one place called like Savannah Bee Store. And nobody had honey infused, so you're going to have to make it yourself. You'll probably have to make it yourself as a syrup. And what I'm going to do is when you go to the website and look at the blog for this week, daddrinks.com, and you look for the one about rebooting, I will have a link in there in the recipe on how to make the ginger infused honey. So it's 3/4 of an ounce of that. Well, that doesn't pour out fast. And yes, I know that this is a bottle that doesn't say that on it, but that's because that's where I store it. So 3/4 of an ounce of ginger infused honey. And then we're just going to shake it up. You just want to shake it up so it starts to get cold. I usually go for about 30 seconds, something like that. And then you're just going to strain it into your glass. And then comes the fun part. we're going to grab some Islay Scotch. Islay Scotch comes from the Islay region. It's usually a lot more smoky than like monkey shoulder or Scotches that come from other areas of Scotland. So we're going to use Ron Swanson's favorite, Lagavulin. You need 1/4 ounce of this, not too much, because you're just going to float it over the top. And the way you do that is you grab yourself a bar spoon, so basically a mixing spoon, and you're just going to pour it over the back of the mixing spoon because that's going to let it float on the top. You just kind of go around as you're pouring out the 1/4 ounce. So that Lagavulin just stays there on the top. And then, if you want to get really fancy, you know I'm really not, but we'll do this anyway. You're going to take a piece of candied ginger, or a couple pieces, and you're just going to float them in there, and that's like your garnish. So, we're back. Dad Drinks is going to be back on the case. Like I said, keep looking. Basically, every Thursday, we're going to have a new video up. Check out the website. The website's daddrinks.com. It's got all the merch on it, the T-shirts, the polo shirts, sweatshirts, glasses, all kinds of other stuff. So, cheers to you. I'm going to drink my penicillin, get better, and I will see you in a few days. Thanks a lot. Oh, that's good. Please hit like and subscribe, and visit daddrinks.com for recipes, merchandise, and more fun stuff.